Hello guys, Virt here. I have today a wonderful tutorial for you. I love melons. They're my favorite food while playing Minecraft, and that is because you can plant them, just plant them once, destroy them, and they will regrow later on, no maintenance required. This is just great for the automatic, automator kind of guy in me that loves to play Minecraft for the game and for the engineering aspect that comes with redstone and things like that. So some designs that you may have seen before on YouTube. I know Doc M did one like this. We'll have 4 growing spaces for stems and 4 growing spaces for melons, because in 1.1 melons can grow in untilled soil, which allows you to do things like this. Doc M's was 4 blocks tall per layer. This one's 2. So it's a little bit different in the way the wiring works. But I found in my testing that 99% of the time, melons grow like this, because each stem can only grow 1 melon. So 1 melon will grow, and then another one will grow, and there will only be 2. About 1% of the time in my tests, I got this result. Oop. Where'd it go? I don't know. Maybe an Enderman stole it. Anyway, I got this result. Which I will show you how this works. First, a melon will grow here, and then instead of taking the route that the code would normally tell it to, this one or this one will randomly choose to put a melon next to it. This stem does not connect to it, only this stem does, because each stem can only connect to 1 melon. And then this final stem will either grow here or it'll grow there. And that is extremely rare. I've only seen it about 1% of the time, but that is what happens when you have them like that. Very rarely you can get 3 melons. But what I decided was probably the best way was to go with 2 growing spaces and 4 stem spaces. So without further ado, we are going to jump straight into the tutorial. And here's our resource count though before we get started. As you can see, this is a very resource-efficient design. You only need a couple pistons, a couple redstone, and a few torches, along with the dirt and stuff per layer. And then there's, of course, some additional things. And now back to the tutorial. Okay, now time to get into the tutorial. First thing you're going to do is start off by digging a 3x2 square. And this is just going to be where everything's going to go on. There's going to be a wall back here, and on this block right here there's going to be redstone. For our design, we're going to be putting a button here, but you can also put a pressure plate here with this design. It'll get the exact same effect, which is a nice feature because different people have different preferences. The way I did it in my world is I sort of decorated it and left it outside in the open, so I have a button so that mobs don't, get in there. So we'll put a torch on top of there, put another one up there, put a torch up there, blocks here, and blocks here, and here's where the magic starts to happen. We're going to put a torch there, blocks here and here, and on top of these are going to go some redstone. After that, we're going to place blocks next to the redstone, which you can just click on the side of them, which I just filled at twice. Torches on the edges of those. And then you're going to place a piston here. And you're also going to place a piston on this thing, so they're both facing the same point. You're then going to place 3 dirt here, and finally a block here. Now that we know where our ceiling's going to come in, we can also place a sign here to prevent the water from flowing down. Again, you can modify this design as much as you want, as long as the device being the button or pressure plate not being pushed causes this to be on, which means these pistons won't be extended. See, when I push this, That torch turns off, so the pistons get powered. Now what you're going to do is you're going to build your water source, because that will allow you to till and plant the melons as you go up. So you're going to first count how many layers you're going to want. We're going to do 5 for this, because I think that's a good number to use. And so we already count this and this as 2 layers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was a pretty weird 4 I did there. And on the 9th layer, we can place our 3 dirt that we did before. And then we can place blocks here. And then right in the middle there will go a bucket of water. And this will allow you to till your soil as you go up, which means that also as you go up, you can plant your melon seeds and bone meal them if you wish. The next step of the tutorial is going to be the main tower design for this, the main design that goes all the way up. It's pretty much this, just modified a little, and we will get to that after I sleep the night off. And we're back. Now we're going to do the main design that will carry the signal up to all the different layers. First there's going to be a block there, a torch there, a block there, and a torch here. I like to then place my dirt on either side like this, and then you can just right click on this redstone to place your other blocks. Then place your redstone. You can then place your blocks on the side of it. Place your torches after that, and then we can get on and place our pistons. Oop, there we go. And then we can hoe the ground, plant our seeds. And then when we're ready for the next layer, same thing's going to happen. Block there, torch there, block there, torch there, and then dirt, blocks, redstone, blocks, to a torch on the end, and blocks with a torch on the end, and then the pistons, and then till the soil, plant the melons. Of course, this design will also work with pumpkins if you, for some reason, want to farm them. I haven't found much use for them, other than for super mass jack-o'-lantern production. One thing that you will want to do in order to let the melons grow properly is you want to place a torch under every piston. As you go up, I probably should have shown that as I went up, but you could do it afterward. But just as you go up, on all the dirt blocks right below the pistons, before you place the piston, you can place a torch. You can do this by right-clicking on the piston, as you cannot place a torch on a piston, so it will automatically snap to the nearest available torch-accepting block. We'll just continue this up with the same design. Place our dirt. Place our dirt. And we can place our torches, redstone, block, torch, torch, redstone, block, and then a torch. Of course, we have to place our pistons, which probably I can do from here. Yep. Do it just from over here. In single player, this might require a little bit of scaffolding. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. And then for... Ooh, we gotta hoe the dirt. Plant the seeds. And then for our final layer, the wiring's just going to be pretty much the same thing, except instead of doing the torch alternation, we're just going to place these here because the torch alternation thing would require a torch here, and the water would destroy it. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Place our blocks. Lagged there a bit. Keep doing that. Place a torch on this block, and then you know the drill. We'll place a piston, place a piston, and then we can hoe the ground. And our machine is ready to go from here. We've got everything all lit up so they can grow at night. Everything's growing properly, and I will get back to you once all the melons are in place. Okay, all of our melons have magically grown, and I totally did not use any sort of creative mode hacks to do that. Yep, they all grew, because I am very patient. Now, we're ready to set off the machine. One thing I want to address first, nobody in the comments may say, hey, you've got blocks above, these won't grow without bone meal. They will. The tilled soil does not prevent them from growing, so you will have zero problems with these. You even saw before the video cut that some of them had grown a little bit. Don't worry, there's no issue, they will grow perfectly fine. And once we push this button, oh, I'm lagging here. There we go, that's better. Power will go to this torch. Again, you could just place the torch right here. Oop. With a button. Forgot I was in creative mode for a second. You could just place the torch on the wall, but I've wanted to create a more universal design so that a pressure plate could be placed here if the user wants to, just so my viewers can get a better idea of how they're supposed to go about this. Anyway, that will transmit power all up along this. Everything will push the melons up, and we will get a nice harvest. We'll take a block out just to see how many 5 layers will give us. 37. Huh. Seems every time I do this, I'm getting less and less. I've rehearsed this tutorial a few times, and I started out with like 49, and then it went down to 37. Usually you'll get about 50, because each melon drops an average of 5. Oh look, a melon already grew back. You can see that I got, what, 39? 37? I think it was 37, which means that 4 melons had dropped, because I went up through the tube just to see how many had dropped. I have 41 now, so it's pretty efficient. It'll drop 0 to 1 per layer. Usually you'll get about 50, which is a good amount to restock your inventory. And of course, if you want more, you can certainly feel free to stack it higher. As you can see by the fact that a melon already grew. Oh, a couple melons had. It's a pretty fast system. See there, one got caught. But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Oh, look at that. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you can come up with a better design than this, please let me know, because I love it when people come up with better designs than mine, because it means that the community is active, people are putting on their creative thinking caps, and they are getting down and making some good products. So definitely comment and upload a video response if you can do that. I will definitely approve it, and I will probably alert everybody to that, because you are awesome. And so looks like there's a bug in creative mode where if you point at a block and right click with food, it tries to eat it. So go ahead and add that to the wiki. Bug list, Jeb, add it, wiki forum masters. Goodbye.